Welcome to Fall Online Podcast. If you guys could please remember to hit that like and subscribe button. That's where the magic happens, right behind me. Enjoy the show. Welcome back to another episode of Fall Online Podcast. I'm Ross. I'm here with my guys TT and Austin. What's up, fellas? Let them know how we're feeling this week.
Good. Moved on to 2-2. Game we should have won, and we did it. So
yeah, same. I felt like that was a game we should have won as well, but we played good. Way better than I thought.
Lions offense looked elite. Defense looked literally college football-esque. But yeah, no, I'm not impressed with how we looked. On offense, we looked great. Defense, wow. Need some improvements there, but we'll get to that. But yeah, that's how I'm feeling this week. I'm feeling like there's a lot of improvements to be made. But yeah, all right, guys. Let's talk about let's go ahead and hop into a little recap of last week here. And what's your guys' most impressive win of the week?
I'll start off here. I'm gonna go with the 49ers. They looked almost downright dominant against our defending Super Bowl champs last night. Jimmy G had a good game. Matthew Stafford hasn't really looked good much this season at all. The defense looked good. The Niners have that safety that had that pick six. I can't even remember dude's name. He gives me a lot of Troy Polamalu vibes.
He lost me in my fantasy matchup, so.
Yeah. Stafford lost me mine with Cooper Kupp.
Stafford lost me mine too. He's threw it to Cooper Kupp 100 times, and I was facing San Francisco defense. So
yeah, but I thought the Niners looked pretty good, which sucks.
It's
a good one. I'm going with the Titans and how they kind of shut down JT. They had the first round draft pick wide receiver go out, but they still managed to get the win against the Colts team that we thought was going to be one of the best in the league, and they shut them down. So
yeah, I'm almost ready to just put my hand up and say we were wrong on that, but
yeah.
It's early in the season.
Colts are canceled, man.
Yeah, I gotta go with the Chiefs. I guess impressive is a good word for it because they dominated that game. Score looks a lot closer than it was.
Garbage time.
They absolutely dominated that game. Chiefs look every part of being a championship team.
Yeah.
Being at Tampa Bay and winning the way that they did, that was impressive. So yeah, I'm going with the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes had some crazy throws, that scramble where he just like flicked it over his head. Also, I was facing Edwards-Helaire too in fantasy, so I wasn't happy about that. But yeah, that's the team, Chiefs right there. All right, so we gotta talk about our pick'em, guys. And if you guys haven't noticed, the belt didn't move for that exact reason. ADEC 20 did win the belt once again with another very, very impressive record. TT, you ended at a 10-6 record, which is
my best of the year.
Yeah, that's good. That's improvement. Myself, I ended with a 10-6 record as well, so we tied, and it wasn't good enough for Austin's 11-5 record. So give it up for him. It's not staying there any longer. No, it is now sitting 2 wins. Bagel.
Got my lock.
Yeah. So now we can move on to locks here. I do have to correct something here. I did forget one of the locks last week. Shout out to my guy Nate. He picked the Lions last week to cover the +6, and they sure did. Don't get me started on that game against the Vikings. You guys heard enough about it last episode. But yeah, shout out to Nate for last week's win. He did pick the Packers this week, so that one he did not hit. So I did forget to say him last week, so shout out to the guy. Jess picking the Eagles. That's a great lock. Jess hit her lock. Will picked the Giants. The Giants hit. My brother Max hit the Chargers. We had Z-Raw hitting the Bengals. And Chase hit Vikings. So we had a lot of people hit their locks this week. It's a lot of people going in the drawing for that $50 gift card. Again, if you want to join this gift card raffle, comment your locks below. Hit your locks below. Have some fun with us. We want to see everyone commenting it. At the end of it, we're going to put a $50 Amazon gift card in there. If we start to get more engagement, we might add more prizes. We got to discuss what's going on there. I might add my own prize. They might have their own prizes that they might want to add. But keep engaging, keep liking, keep sharing. It helps us out so much. The engagement we're getting already has been awesome. So thank you guys so much for
That's
that.
cool. You definitely see the comments going up every week,
Yeah,
so you know.
we're getting like 20 comments a week, and it's so fun for us to be able to react with those comments. I've followed some of you guys on there and bet on your guys' locks, and you guys have won me some money. I'm not sharing it, but you guys have won me some money.
I have a question though.
Yeah.
What is Jess?
Jess is sitting at 2-1.
2-1. Okay, I thought she was in the lead right
Speaking of records, I hit my lock. I'm sitting at 3-1. TT, you hit your lock. You're sitting at 1-3. First one of the year. He hit his lock. Belt Boy over here is sitting at 0-4. Has not hit a lock yet. If you're betting on Austin's locks, he owes you some money.
now.
All right. Crumple it up. Throw it away. That week's in the past here. Let's move on. Week 5. Can't believe it's already week 5, but here we are.
Flying through the season.
I know every other week I've said, wow, we have an incredible Thursday night matchup. I'm not saying that this time. Colts at Broncos. Broncos favored by 3.5. Not a sexy matchup. But, TT, why don't you go ahead and start us off on this one?
I'm at a loss for words for both of these teams. I don't know who's in or out. I know, obviously, the Broncos lost Williams this week, which sucks. They went and picked up Latavius Murray.
Yep.
I don't know if he can fill the roles of Williams. Melvin Gordon's already questionable, too. He might just be your running back. A lot of injuries for the Broncos still. Randy Gregory's out. This is a tough game to call. Shaq Leonard's out, or Shaquille Leonard's out for the Colts. JT looking like he might not even play. I'm not sure where he's leaning towards, but I know he's very questionable. God, I really don't know what to go here. I'm going to go Broncos just because the Colts have let me down so many times already this year that I think the Broncos pull this one out. They're at home.
All right, I'll go next. I'm going Colts. I just think they have too much talent on offense, and I think JT didn't practice again for the second straight day, but I think he does come back and play a little bit. Michael Pittman looked good. Alec Pierce looked good. Mo Alley Cox went in, caught a touchdown, and I just think they have too much talent on that defense, even if Shaquille Leonard doesn't play.
Yeah, I'm going with the Broncos here. I like them at home. I think that they do need to turn it around quick. Something's got to give on that team. Either they're going to be good or they're going to be really, really bad. I'm still hoping that they can be close to good with the acquisition of Wilson. But I think that they are better than the Colts, and I do think that they're at home, so that helps a lot. So I'm going Broncos in this one. All right, let's move on to the Sunday games. I was going to say noon games, but we have a game early in the morning. It's in London, correct?
Yep, cut me off
London
guard this
game.
past week, too.
Yeah.
I woke up and I was ready to put Kirk Cousins on my card that he's going to have a big game and realized he's playing at 8:30. So.
Yeah. So Giants at Packers in London. Packers favored by 9.5 in this game. Go ahead, Austin.
Yeah, I'm hoping this is one of them that I can just wake up, watch a quarter and a half, and the Packers just take off. I'm going with the Pack in this game. Just too much talent on offense, and I think they're finally figuring it out, and it's kind of figuring out who his weapons are with Tanyan back and Dobbs and Lazard at 112 yards, so I'm going with the Pack.
You want
Yeah. I'm also going with the Packers. I feel like this is a pretty easy pick in regards to them winning. I do not think the 9.5 is going to happen. The Giants have played very well this year. Every time I've watched them, I've been impressed. They're playing very good football. I do think the Packers are overall the better team. I think Aaron Rodgers is starting to get on the same page with all these rookie receivers. They're finding creative ways to get Watson involved. They got their 2 running back system. Their defense is playing a lot better. The Patriots put up a heck of a fight against them, and I think that might have helped the Giants' confidence for sure.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm going Packers in this game.
Yeah, I'm leaning Packers this game too. I think it's just because of the fact that the Giants don't. We thought the Packers were having receiving problems this year. I think the Giants are having a lot more receiving problems this year. Their leading receiver right now is Richie James, who has 15 receptions for only 155 yards. No tutties either.
That's crazy.
I mean, you do have Saquon in the back, who I think is shredding. He's finding a way to do things magical, and I really love it to see Saquon back and healthy. I think they stay within that 9, but I got the Packers winning this one just because Rodgers is Rodgers. It's hard to go against a guy like that.
Yeah. How about that Kenny Galladay signing?
Yeah.
Oh, man, what a disappointment.
All right, moving on. Steelers. Kenny Pickett led Steelers at the Bills. Bills favored by 14 in this game. I can start this one because I like starting the easy ones on you guys.
Yeah.
This is easy for me. I'm picking the Bills. The Bills had their wake-up moment already by losing to the Dolphins and then, being down by a lot against the Ravens. And I think they finally are like, all right, the hype is real about us, but we're not invincible. So let's go. Let's start playing again. Let's start playing as a team. Let's remember the common goal here. What the common goal is winning the Super Bowl. You can't do that if you're not playing winning football. They weren't playing winning football against the Dolphins or the Ravens until they figured it out in the second half. And so I think that does carry over, and I think that they win this game pretty easily.
Go ahead, Chip.
So I am as well going with the Bills. And Minka Fitzpatrick might not even play, so that just added fuel to the fire of that defense is just so banged up, and they're not going to be able to keep up with that Bills offense. So we'll see what Kenny Pickett can do. I can't believe Mike Tomlin is starting Kenny Pickett against this Bills team that's just going to absolutely dismantle him.
Yeah, it could be a major confidence booster, or it could be a major confidence hit.
Yeah.
I don't want to toot my own horn here, but if you go back and watch last week's video,
We'll do a recap at the end of the year.
do you remember my hot take of last week was Kenny Pickett playing?
Yeah.
So I was right. It's like I could see the future, I guess. It doesn't matter if Kenny Pickett plays. The Bills are still, to me, the best team in the league.
Chiefs are right there. The Chiefs
are right there. Chiefs are right there. The Eagles are with them too, but
yeah.
I still think the Bills are the most rounded team, especially when they get back to healthy later on in the season. I got the Bills. What is the spread on this one again?
-14.
No, yeah, Bills. Let's go Bills.
Also, I have to correct something that we didn't mention last week, and it was a crime. Shout out Pickens for that catch.
Yeah.
That was the catch of the year so far.
Best catch we've had since OBJ.
Yeah, and it might be better than OBJ's. That's not a knee-jerk reaction. I've sat on it for a little bit. That was insane.
I got scolded a little for that too, not mentioning and bringing that up.
Yeah, so apologies, ATG.
Yeah.
Young Grizzle. All right, moving on. Chargers at Browns. Chargers favored by 3 in this game. Austin, TZ, which one do you guys want to start? Because this one's a tough one.
I'll start. I'm going to go Chargers. Look at last week. They cashed for me last week. I'm going to follow up. This is going to be my lock of the week. I got the Chargers.
Dang, that came out of nowhere. Let's go.
-3. Lock it in. Back-to-back weeks. I got faith in you. I still really like the Chargers a lot this year. They are out with no Bosa, no Slater. Mm-hmm. But the Browns also have possibly no Garrett. I mean, I think he's going to play. He was questionable last week, but right now he's still questionable. So is Jadeveon Clowney. So I'm going to go Chargers. Lock it in.
Yeah, I'm going with the Chargers as well. Cleveland's coming off a tough loss against the Falcons. They just did not look good at all, and I think that LA defense is finally healthy, minus Joey Bosa, and just all the talent they have on that defense. They got to start coming together, and it's just going to be way too much for Jacoby. Yeah,
I'm going Chargers as well in this game. This game was a tough one for me, just because I say it every week, and I continue to say it. I just like how the Browns are playing. They had a tough loss, as you mentioned. But, I'm going Chargers in this one. I like that offense. Is Keenan Allen back?
He is questionable right now.
I keep hearing every week he might be back. He might be back.
Yeah.
That's a huge get back if he is. But yeah, I'm
going
also Chargers.
Have Donald Parman. Is that their main tight end?
No, Gerald Everett.
Yeah.
Gerald Everett is? Okay.
All right. Moving on. Divisional matchup. Bears at Vikings. Vikings favored by a touchdown in this game. I'm going Vikings. there's nothing telling me to pick the Bears in games where they're this big of underdogs. I don't see anything in that offense that has potential for upset. And that might sound harsh, but they're still not clicking with Justin Fields. It's right now. I just read a stat on Twitter, and this is salt in the wound Bears fans. I'm sorry, but Cooper Kupp has more receptions right now than Justin Fields has completions.
Last week we talked about him having only 28 receptions. He has 30, or 28 complete. He has 34. I'm looking at it right now.
We have a single wide receiver in our league that has more catches than Fields has completions to anyone on the field except for his linemen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look.
That's insane to me. So yeah, Vikings. That's who I'm picking.
Yeah, I'm taking the Vikings as well. They just have way too much talent on that offense, and Chicago's defense is just not there yet. Who's gonna go to Jefferson is the question, because I just can't see it happening, and I think David Montgomery is still day to day, so who knows if he'll play, and yeah, I just think Vikings are gonna take this one.
Yeah, I mean, I love knocking the Bears. I love it. I think this is more than a 7-point game too. I like the Vikings here easily. Vikings are pretty healthy, it looks like. You got the Bears, who no Jalen Johnson possibly, and no David Montgomery. Fields still is Fields. I mean, I think a lot of Bear fans are losing face, so I got Vikings pretty easily in this one.
All right. Moving on, we're going the Detroit Lions versus the Patriots here. We got a clash of the hosts here. TT, why don't you start this one out? Let me ask this, the Patriots fan.
Yep.
Is Mac Jones gonna play? What are they saying?
They haven't. You know how Bill is.
Yeah.
Bill's day to day. Bill's day by day. He's not a doctor. He's not gonna let any news out. They haven't said anything about him, but
because we're not getting any news on Amon-Ra or Swift right now, so
yeah.
it's really who has who playing, but
exactly, and that's kind of where I'm at right now.
You know who is supposed to be playing though is Jacoby Myers, who's a number 1 wideout.
And might be your backup quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, what happens if Zappy gets hurt? Hoyer's out too, isn't he?
Jacoby's the backup, but
but he was out.
Yeah, he was out. I don't know what would have happened.
I like Zappy. I like him a lot. You guys were that defense was questionable last week.
The worst defense in the league.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna lead Patriots here. I really like the Lions this year, but I'm gonna go Patriots just because the Lions let me down last week. Lost to Seattle. Didn't look very good. The offense looked good. But you're going up against Bill Belichick. I think that's the key to the game is Bill Belichick out-coaching Dan Campbell, even though I really like Dan Campbell too. So.
Yeah, I'm going Pats as well. And keep an eye out for Jack Jones. Last game, he was his first start, and he had a pick 6 to end the half. Couple good pass breakups. I hope that Mac Jones can play, and hope that he's healthy and he can play. I don't want him just playing if he's not healthy, because you saw what can happen with Tua if that kind of thing happens. So I'm still going with the Pats.
Yeah. So this is a very tough game for me, and I'm trying to set my bias aside, as I know you are as well. But I just really think this is a game the Lions need to get. I think they need to have the bounce back. We didn't force one punt against Seattle. If they're facing a third-string quarterback, that's something you have to do. We have to play defense. Dan Campbell had some interviews this week already where he said they're shaking stuff up on the defense. That could be good, that could be bad. All I know is when you get kicked in the teeth like that on one side of the ball, usually they bounce back and play with some passion, with some heart. So I'm calling my shot here. I'm going with the Lions in this game because I do think this offense is good enough that if you can string together a few stops, you can win basically almost any game on their schedule. That offense has looked everything of the part. That is a hot takeaway right there, because there are some games that they definitely will still lose even if they play elite offense, like the Bills and all that. But I truly think this is one of the games where they're going to have to nut up and they're going to have to figure it out, because last week was unacceptable and they know that, and they've made that very heard this year, or this week, sorry. So yeah, I'm going Lions. All right. Seahawks at Saints. Saints favored by 6 in this game. TT, why don't you go ahead?
I started last one.
I'll go then. I mean, this
gotcha.
is my Super Bowl prediction team, so of course I gotta go Saints. The Saints still do have Michael Thomas, Winston, and Elvin Kamara all questionable, as well as Marcus May on the defensive side. But if those guys can all play, they definitely have a good chance to win, even with how good the Seahawks offense looks. I'm still going Saints though.
Yeah. Seahawks have looked very good. I think the Saints, even if Andy Dalton has to go, have looked good with Andy Dalton last week.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Saints can win this game, even with what they have. Seahawks, like I said, are playing out of their mind. Kudos to Geno Smith. Kudos to their whole team. Their offense was clicking on all cylinders. But I'm not reading too much into what happened last week. Like I said, the Lions had a lot of stuff they were switching up this week. A lot of stuff was out of place. So yeah, I think the Saints defense is. It might even hurt the Seahawks how bad of a defense they played last week, going against a defense now like the Saints caliber. I saw Honey Badger got an interception.
Read it very nicely.
Yeah, and Davenport got a sack or two. I don't know if it was 2 sacks, but I definitely saw him get one. So yeah, I'm going with the Saints.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Saints. I just think they're the better team, even without Winston. I think Dalton is playing. I was watching the game and it said Winston was. They're just trying to rest it. The injury can't get any worse, but they really want to rest that back. So, Saints. Short and simple.
So he only had half a sack. Sorry, Davenport only had half a sack. I saw him get in the backfield a few times.
The D-line caused some havoc.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. Dolphins at Jets. Dolphins favored by 3.5 with what I believe is going to be a Teddy Bridgewater-led team.
It is. Tua is out.
He is out officially?
Yep. Yeah, it's some.
I mean, he's got to be. I'm not shocked by that one bit, and I think it's the right call. But I liked what Teddy Bridgewater brought to the game when he came in, but he did throw some bad throws, and one actually lost him the game with that interception.
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to go with the Jets in this game at home.
Wow.
I'm going with the Jets and Zach Wilson, with Garrett Wilson and Elijah Moore in that offense. Breece Hall looks like he's very comfortable now. He looked very good. But yeah, I'm going with the upset with the Jets at home.
Yeah, I like that pick. I'm not gonna go that way. I still think the Dolphins win this defensively. Wilson played good, or played a great fourth quarter. First 3 quarters weren't so good. 2 interceptions, no tutties. Fourth quarter he looked good, but I got the Dolphins in this one. I think it's just that Jets team is too young and they're not gonna be able to keep up with Waddle and Hill with that youth. So. Give me the Dolphins, but I do think it's close.
Sauce is going to have to...
Yeah.
We're going to see what Sauce is all about this week.
Yeah.
Yep. That's exactly why I'm going with the Dolphins as well. I think the Jets are a little bit too young still. It is going to be fun watching Sauce on Hill, Waddle, whoever he goes on, but I think Teddy Two Gloves can get it done, and I just do not believe in Zach Wilson. I'm just not a believer in him. And that Dolphins defense is good enough to win him the game.
I was a little ticked off too. Who played that game?
Yeah, we won't touch on that.
Yeah.
It's a little iffy.
Yeah.
Falcons at Bucks. Bucks favored by 9 in this game. I'm going Bucks. I think a lot of the Falcons' offense was Cordero Patterson, and him going out was a huge hit to their offense. I have him in fantasy. I see he's had like 2 30-point games already this year. He catches out of the backfield. He runs it. He does a lot of stuff for that team. And I'm afraid here soon we're going to see Kyle Pitts on a milk jug, on like a missing milk carton, dude. Where has he been this year?
I have him on fantasy, and he's averaging me 3 points a game.
Dude, he's doing awful this year.
Yeah.
And the Buccaneers... Obviously, the news came out today on Brady's outside of football life, so I don't know if that'll take stress off of him now that it's finally out there, what people are speculating, and he can finally just focus, but I don't know what's going on with that. We won't get into the rumor mill of that, but I'm going Buccaneers in this game because they're the better team.
Yeah, same here. I'm going with the Bucks. I think Tom coming off a loss, he always has that extra chip on his shoulder. Between that and the Falcons missing pieces, like you said, and Bucks have one of the best defenses in football, so I think that they easily can contain Marcus Mariota and get the win.
Bucks. Falcons are missing a lot outside of Cordell Patterson. Deion Jones isn't playing. Yeah, simple as that.
Yep. All right, Titans at Commanders. Titans favored by 2.5 here. And you guys want to start this one?
I can. I think King Henry's back. You saw him with over 120 rushing yards, and then he also caught some passes as well. So I think just him alone will be enough to get them going. The defense looks good, and you don't have to do much to contain Carson Wentz. So I think that the Titans win this one.
What's really crazy is right now I'm on ESPN looking at this game. Tennessee's favored, but their matchup predictor has Washington at 60.3%, which I think is insane because the Titans are going to win this game. The Commanders don't look very good at all. Carson Wentz looks like Carson Wentz. Henry's running the ball nicely these last 2 games. And I just feel like the Commanders, I don't know. I always feel like they're going to look somewhat good, but
their uniforms look good.
Yeah.
Uniforms look really good, but I seen a picture of 2 linemen blocking each other.
Yeah, still missing something.
I got the Titans in this. Henry's going to go have a field day.
Yep. And because of King Henry and them looking back, I'm calling Titans minus 2.5, my lock of the week. Lock it in. I'm hammering that line right there. Titans are the better team. They've looked better. King Henry is back, and if he's not, then they're going to go to my boy Hassan Haskins, who's going to do the same thing with the Commanders. But for real, the Titans are the better team here. They're playing good again. They're playing like a team that we all thought they were going to be earlier in the year. But yeah, I'm going Titans in this one. Pretty simple. All right. Texans at Jags. Jags minus 7 in this game.
This one's an easy one for me, considering I called the Jags a Super Bowl contender last week, so I'm going Jags. Way too much talent on that defense. Offense is looking solid. And you're playing against Davis Mills, so what else do you need to get a win?
Yeah, Jags. That simple.
Yeah. I think it's very simple, too. Jags, minus 7. I think they can cover that, too. Jags look impressive so far.
Mm-hmm.
And with that being said, Texans will probably win this game now.
Yeah.
If you're that confident.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. All right. We're going to the afternoon games, late afternoon games finally. Niners at Panthers with the Niners minus 7 in this game. Favored by a touchdown.
I'll start. Panthers played the Cardinals last week, and our defense is probably one of the worst in the league right now. We shut them down completely. They got a lot going on. Matt Rule needs to go. Baker needs to go. Hate to say it. The only bright spot for them is Christian McCaffrey right now and Brian Burns. So I got the Niners in this one. They look good against the defending champs. Like I said, Jimmy G is that quarterback of that team. I thought.
Finally looked comfortable again.
Looked comfortable, and he's going to win another one. He's going to keep a hot streak going.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going with San Francisco as well. I think between what you just said and how good San Francisco looked last Monday night, I think CMC is going to have a tough game with that San Francisco defensive line shutting him down. And Debo, what a play by Debo with the 50-60 yard.
Broke like 4 tackles.
Shook Jalen Ramsey off of him.
Yep.
Jalen's having a bad year.
Yeah, the whole team's having a bad year, though.
Hot take alert. No, they are though. They're 2-2. It's not their expectations.
Yeah.
I'm going Niners in this game as well. Like you guys said, how good they looked against the Rams. How bad the Panthers have looked against almost everyone. Yeah. I texted you guys before the game last night, and I called my shot saying the Niners were going to win that game. It felt different. There was a reason why everyone was picking them, and I couldn't figure it out. And then when I saw, heard how often they were beating the Rams and all that, it kind of made more sense, yeah. And then that offense is just so talented. They haven't even, scratched the surface of using Kittle still again. Yeah. But, yeah, I liked what they were doing with Jimmy G. They're getting back into the groove of a Jimmy G offense instead of trying to branch out with a Trey Lance offense. All right. Cowboys at Rams. Rams favored by 4.5 in this game.
Yeah, I was going to go with the Cowboys, but I think that LA has to bounce back, so I'm going with them. I think they bounce back from playing against San Francisco, and LA gets the win against Cooper Rush, and they just need Dak back. The Cowboys do, so I'm going with that.
I'm going to go Cowboys. I'm on that Cooper Rush train. I think he looks good. Noah Brown's questionable. I think he still plays. Noah Brown, to me, right now is one of the top receivers on that team. Between him and CeeDee, the Rams have not impressed me one bit. They beat a bad Cardinals team at the time, a really banged up Cardinals team. And really, that's their best win.
Yeah.
They played the Bills, they got slaughtered by. And then the Niners, who came off a week of scoring,
11 10 or 11
10 or 11 points, and looked like complete dog doo-doo last night. So I'm going to take the Cowboys in this one. The Rams, I don't know what's going on with them, but yeah.
And I think having Michael Gallup back's a big weapon for the Cowboys, but I think they need Dak back. Anyways.
I'm going Cowboys. I watched with my own two eyes how badly that Rams offensive line got abused last night against the Niners, and now they have to go against Micah Parsons,
D-Law,
and D-Law and all them, and the Cowboys defense is playing like one of the best defenses in the league right now, and their offense is doing good enough with Cooper Rush. I mean, and good enough, they're undefeated.
Trayvon Diggs is warming up, man.
Yeah.
He's starting to heat up.
So I think the Cowboys win this game.
I have a quick fact check for us. Cooper Kupp has 42 receptions to Justin Fields' 37 completions.
Yeah, I told you.
It's insane. And he only had Fields has 472 yards to Cooper Kupp's 402 receiving.
That's wild.
Jesus.
All right, Eagles at Cardinals. Eagles favored by 5 in this game. I can start if you'd like.
Go ahead.
I'm going Eagles in this game. They're just playing good football. The Cardinals are also playing good football, but they've had some really slow starts, and I don't think they can afford that against this team. I did see there was a time, was it halftime or after halftime, where they were tied 10-10.
It was after.
Yeah, so that's just not something you can do against an offense like the Eagles. Eagles have a great defense as well. Cardinals are starting to look a lot better, which is all you can ask for at this time. Mm-hmm. But they're running into a team that's really good. But I wouldn't be shocked if it went the other way because the Eagles are undefeated. Yeah. So teams don't go undefeated in this league. We say that every week on this podcast. But I think the Eagles stay undefeated this week.
Go ahead. Yeah, I think the Eagles stay undefeated as well. I hate to say it. I think it's a different game if Hopkins is in. But I think
2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks and then they get him back. But yeah, I think the Eagles have just hitting on all cylinders, and Jalen Hurts looks like a beast.
Yeah, so we brought back today. ESPN hasn't updated it yet. We brought back a big body wide receiver in Wesley, and who was going to be our number 2 corner to start the year, in Antonio Hamilton, who burned himself cooking. We're getting healthy.
I don't know who that
We're getting healthy, guys.
Who's the last 2 guys you just named?
Hollywood Brown looks good. That connection's there. Rondale Moore got in the mix. And we're going to upset the Eagles this week. It's not biased.
That's a hot take.
He has picked the Cardinals every single week.
Yeah. That's why he doesn't have
We're a biased podcast now.
No, we're not biased.
That's why he doesn't have the belt, right?
Yeah. You know what? Cardinals are going to win. You can't stay undefeated the whole season. It's nearly impossible. We've found that out already. The Cardinals We're going to win. We've already beat Jalen Hurts once in our league. We're going to run Isaiah Sims on a QB spy. Let's go Cardinals. We're at home.
Calling a shot.
I'll take.
All right. Bengals at Ravens for Sunday Night Football. Ravens favored by 3 in this game at home.
I'm going with Baltimore at home. I think that the offense is just way too much. And the Bengals have woken up a little bit, but I still don't think Joe Burrow's back to his last season self. So I'm going with Baltimore.
I'm going to go the Bengals. Baltimore has blown back-to-back leads. Has it been more than back-to-back?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't remember what it was exactly. Hold on, let me check this. Okay, so they blew the lead against Buffalo, then they beat New England.
They blew one,
and then they blew against Miami. Your wins are against non-reliable teams right now. The Bengals just beat Miami. I like the Bengals in this one, man. I just think that they're going to come out and do it. And the Ravens are a little banged up at the running back position. J.K. Dobbins scored quite a few times. Dobbins, sorry. Scored a couple times, but, I mean...
I think J.K. Dobbins is back. He looked good.
He is, yeah. He looked good.
Snap count.
But, you know, you can't have one running back in the game the whole time, I feel like. With
I
that
saw,
type of team.
What's his name? The other running back, Edwards. Gus Edwards is back.
He's out.
Is he out officially? I know he's.
That's what it says right here.
He's practicing. I know he's on the comeback for sure. But I'm going Ravens in this game. Ravens were one bad call away from beating the Bills last week. They went for it on 4th and goal in a tie game. Or actually, no, I think they were down at that point, and they could have kicked the field goal to either take the lead or tie the game. I don't know. I didn't catch it. I was watching the Lions. But they were beating the Bills quite heavily for a while. So that's a good team. That's a good quarterback. It's a good offense. Yeah, so I'm going with the Ravens in this game. Bengals are starting to turn around. You know, they had a very impressive win this week, but I need to see more consistency out of that offense for sure. Joe Burrow, his first touchdown pass was kind of just like a prayer that he threw up, and then I think it was Higgins caught it, and then the corner fell right when he caught it, so it was like a 70-yard touchdown or something. But I think the Ravens are the better team at home, and it's prime time. You know how those fans get on prime time. Eagles play good in prime time, or Ravens play good in prime time. But yeah, Monday Night Football, Raiders at Chiefs. Chiefs favored by 7.5.
Ask me that, Haley, and I have a hot take this week. Not only do I think that Las Vegas covers that 7.5, but I think they go out and get the win.
Oh, that's a hot take.
I thought that was going the other way.
Las Vegas.
Oh.
I think Vegas knows something, and they're gonna make some money off this game.
There's only one way to get this belt.
Yep.
Those picks. But I don't care. Chiefs are winning this game. Chiefs dominated the Buccaneers. Chiefs are feeling good. They're coming home after a big win on the road. They're in a primetime game. That crowd's going to be rocking. It's a divisional matchup. Chiefs are going to show up. Mahomes is going to show up and shoot his way to the top of that MVP ranking here soon.
If he's not already there.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce just finds a way to get open. He finds a way to do it every week. It's like a Cooper Kupp scenario. I think he goes a little bit under the radar because he is a tight end. I mean, not under the radar, but I feel like a lot of people give Kupp and everyone wide receivers more. But, I mean, dude, you watch Kelce. It's every game he scores. Every game he's got 5 to 6 receptions at least. He does it. And the Ravens can't guard anyone, I feel like. Or the Raiders can't guard anyone. So I got the Chiefs here. I think they do it pretty easily.
Good luck.
All right. Well, shout out to Dante Hall.
Shout out to Ty Law.
Damn. Shout out to Charles Woodson.
Whoa, both of you, huh? Let's go. Go blue, huh? All right. Give me that helmet. I got a haircut today. You guys can comment on it in the comments right there. I don't have to say excuse my hair because it looks awesome. All right. Put this on there. Thanks for joining us for another episode.
4-1 Eagles.
Podcast.
4-1 Eagles. Go Cards.
Like, subscribe, comment your locks. We're out of here. Thank you guys for everything.